Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Oscar Mikey, and today we're going to be going over your different vitals in Zero Sievert. This is going to be another guide. This is going to be a quick one. This is going to be especially good for new players to the game. I'm going to go over the different vitals and different states for them for your hunter while you play Zero Sievert. They're a lot like vitals in other games like Hunger and Thirst and Fatigue and all that kind of stuff. There are like certain debuffs and buffs, actually, if you get them high enough, that you get when you're playing the game. So let's get right into it, and I'm going to break it down for you. You have 4 vitals in the game. You have energy, fatigue, hunger, hydration, and radiation. These are always visible in the top left of your screen. And the way you can tell the status of them just by a glance is through their colors. So green, white, yellow, orange, and red. You could probably guess that green is the best. And then as you work your way down to white, yellow, orange, and red is the worst. You really don't want to have red because then that's when you're going to start getting some really serious debuffs and it's going to have a really negative effect on your hunter. So going through one by one, I'm just going to start with energy/fatigue. So when this is green, you're going to have a plus 25 stamina regen buff added to your stamina. This is really good if you're like me and you like to shift W all over the map. To get this, you need to have at least 100 to 65 points of energy fatigue, and then you'll get this 25% stamina regen boost. The next level down is the white energy fatigue symbol. To get this, you need to have between 65 and 10 points of energy fatigue. The white symbols is your base. This is your, these don't give you any buffs or debuffs, so it's good if you're green or white with all these symbols. The next one down, you'll be in the yellow. This is 10 to minus 20 points of energy fatigue. This is going to give you a minus 15% to your stamina regen. So that means after you finish sprinting, you're going to regain your stamina much slower. And the next level down is orange. You're going to get this when you're at between negative 20 and negative 40. At this point, you're going to get minus 30% stamina regen. And then the very last one, the red, this is when you're going to be at between minus 40 and minus 100 points. So it goes on kind of a sliding scale from plus 100 to minus 100. And at this point, you're going to get negative 60% stamina regen. This is pretty huge. That's double what you had in the orange. And this is going to really affect your stamina regen. You're not going to be able to run for very long. The ways you can keep this topped up is by sleeping in the bunker. Make sure you sleep all the time. If you're not particularly fond of doing night raids, make sure you sleep through the night. And when you do that, you'll have basically full stamina in the morning. And there's a couple of food items that you can drink and eat to keep your energy fatigue up as well. Chocolate bars and energy drinks usually do the job pretty well. Next vital is hunger. This one is pretty self-explanatory. This is related to how much food you eat and stuff. Starting off with the green, this is between 185 points of hunger. When you're in that range, you'll have actually a whole extra kilogram of carry weight capacity added to your carry capacity. Depending on your backpack and stuff, that's all separate, but you'll have a whole extra kilogram added if you're in the green. Next one down in the white, this range is between 85 and 65 points. This is your normal base range. You don't have any buffs or debuffs with this. The yellow, you're going to get slightly hungry. This is between 65 and 45 points, and you're actually going to lose a whole kilogram of carry weight with this one. Next one down in the orange, this is where it's going to start getting kind of serious. This is between 45 and 20 points of your hunger. If you get down to this point, you're going to lose 3 kilograms of carry capacity or carry weight. And then when you get down to the red, this is when it gets really, really bad. This is between 20 and 0 points of hunger. You're going to lose 10 kilograms of carry weight capacity. This is huge. Don't ever let your hunger get down that low because it's seriously going to affect your ability to get that loot, you know? You can keep your hunger up by eating pretty much any food items in the world. A lot of them will have extra effects that may affect you in different ways. You can also craft some food in your hideout if you want, and you can craft even more recipes if you build the kitchen module. All of these require like different ingredients to cobble together, and then once you have them, you can craft them up, and they give you some pretty big boosts to your hunger and hydration as well. And speaking of hydration, the next vital on the list, we're going to go and break that down. Starting off with the green, you're well hydrated. This is between 185 points of hydration. If you're sitting in that range, you're going to have 0.5 kilograms of carry weight added. So not as much as the hunger, but a nice little bonus. In total, if you're green across your hunger and hydration, that's 1.5 kilograms of extra carry capacity. The next level down is your base status, the white symbol. This is going to be between 85 and 65 points of hydration. Nothing happens here. This is your baseline. Next level down, the yellow, you're going to be starting to get thirsty now. In here, this is the range between 65 and 45 points of hydration, and you're going to lose half a kilogram of carry capacity if you get to this point. Next level down in the orange, this is between 45 and 20 points, just like the hunger. Here, you're going to lose 2 kilograms of carry capacity. And then once you get down to the red, you're starting to get really dehydrated. This is between 20 and 0 points. You're going to lose 5 kilograms of carry capacity. So it's definitely better to be thirsty than hungry. If you're really hungry, then you're going to be losing way more carry capacity, but it's still not a good idea to especially let it get down into that red range. That's really going to start giving you some problems. Hydration items are all over the place. You can drink some dirty waters to replenish that, but again, it is going to give you some radiation. Clean water's the best. Actually, clean water helps your hydration and your radiation. Clean water takes away a little bit of radiation if you have any of that. MREs give you a little bit of hydration. Milk gives you hydration and energy. Energy drinks give you hydration and energy as well. And there's a couple of recipes that you can craft that will give you some hydration as well if you have the kitchen module. And moving on to the last vital that you have to worry about, radiation. This one can get really nasty if you let it get too bad. If you're in that yellow, orange, red range, you really have to be careful because this vital will fuck you up if you don't take care of it. All right, let's get in and break it down. So this one is going to be in a range of like a sliding scale going up instead of down. You want to be low radiation with this. Starting off with the green, this is 0 to 0.40 points of radiation. You're going to be in the green and you're not going to be radiated. You don't get any extra carry capacity with this. No buffs. You're just not going to be bleeding out your nose or losing health. Same with the next level, the white. You're going to be slightly radiated, but you're not going to be getting any debuffs or anything like that. This is between 0.40 and 2 points of radiation. As long as you're in that range, you're going to be okay. So this is when it starts getting dangerous. When you get into the yellow area of radiation, this is between 2 and 5 points of radiation. You're going to have a 2.77 chance of spontaneous bleeding. So if you were to get into a fight, you get into a fight with a bandit or something, you get shot and you get a bleed. You can bandage that up and the bleed goes away, right? Well, with your radiation in the yellow, you can get a bleed at any time. The bleed can just spontaneously appear and you can bandage it to make it go away just like you could in combat, but it does have a chance of coming back. It'll keep coming back until you fix your radiation. The chance is pretty low, so it won't happen that often, but it'll happen enough to be pretty annoying. The next level down, we're in the orange now. This is between 5 and 10 points of radiation. This is going to give you a 4.17 chance of spontaneous bleeding, so almost double. And the bleeds are going to happen much more frequently now. This is a really bad place to be. Even being in the yellow is really bad for bleeds. It happens enough to annoy me pretty bad. And then when you get down to red radiation, this is between 10 and 15 points of radiation. It's a lot. You have a 5.55% chance of spontaneous bleeding, and you have a 0.27 chance of instant death. You could just die at any moment. 0.27% chance of instant death. That's crazy. You really don't want to let your radiation get down to red. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, 5.5% chance of spontaneous bleeding, but I can tell you from experience, when you get into the red with your radiation, your bleeds are happening for you all the time, and it's almost impossible to keep up with your meds. So you really don't want to let your radiation get down that low. There's a bunch of items that you can use to keep your radiation in check. Like I said before, there's clean water. You can drink clean water and that'll help your radiation a little bit. There's anti-radiation pills and stims. Actually, I forgot to mention the stims. There's stims you can inject for your hunger and hydration as well, and your radiation. Those will keep those at max level. You can also craft meds to take care of this kind of thing. You can craft like the anti-radiation pills in your stash if you want, but you have to craft the infirmary, which is like the medical module for your stash, and then you'll be able to craft like the really complicated meds. And you are able to craft stims as well, but you do need to pick a specialization for that, or a perk, and we'll be talking about that in a different video. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Just quickly going over your vitals and how they affect you in Zero Sievert. This is really for the new players. I hope you found some useful information here. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video for me. It really helps me out with my YouTube algorithm overlords. Get subscribed if you want to see more guides like this in the future, and I'll talk to you in the next one.